Warning, this video may contain spoilers for late parts in the game. If you plan on playing this at some point, turn back now. You have been warned. CR here with another review for you all, and this time we're doing Luigi's Mansion for the GameCube. It's been a super long time since I played this game, pretty much back in 2016 with a couple friends, and I have to say that this game holds up really well. Nothing too crazy about it, but it does hold its own charm as one of Luigi's first adventures on his own, and I think it does a really good job as one of the first outings, and if memory serves, actually made me like the character a lot when I played as a kid, because I could identify a bit with being spooked. Alright, let's check out the basics. There really isn't much to this game besides sucking up ghosts and collecting money, but there are differences between each kind of ghost and how you go about catching them, especially the bosses, which I generally like. You have the basic ghosts that you just need to shine a light on before you can start to catch them, each with differing amounts of what I liken to strength, dwindling this down to their catch. Then there are a few which have elemental weaknesses, and throughout the game you collect coins that allow you to see elemental ghosts of fire, water, and ice, which you can throw out of your trusty Poltergust 3000 with varying effects. Like I said, you can use them on ghosts which allow you to see their weaknesses and then catch them like any normal ghost, but they can also be used to clear obstacles or allow you to catch the various boss ghosts, such as lighting candles or freezing bathwater. The collection of money is done through various ways like opening drawers or catching the boss ghosts quickly, and the more money you collect throughout the game, the better mansion Luigi receives at the end of it, with the best A rank needing 100 million. In the PAL version, everything is a bit different, and there's an added S rank house as well as technically a new game plus with extra difficulty called the Hidden Mansion, which pretty much doubles everything, the money you receive as well as the damage. I tried hard for the A rank as I didn't realize the PAL version had anything different, and I was sadly 4 million shy of the A rank, but I'm happy with what I got for Luigi as I technically did 100% completion as far as getting booze goes, which I'll go into detail now. One of the main parts of the game forces Luigi to release 50 boos that you must then find in order to advance at certain stages in the story, with 40 only being required to face the final boss, and the last 10 are optional. The last one gives you a nice big gold diamond though for your trouble. I'll also give a nice piece of info to find the boos. If you ever lose one, they usually find themselves in other rooms if you go looking. They can even be in rooms you haven't been in before, but if you reset the game, they will return to where they originally came from, with the caveat being that they regain all their strength. There's also a little museum you can go to in which you can see all the ghosts you've captured, with some extra information on them. There aren't really any other extras though besides the Hidden Mansion, so no extra section required. This game is pretty light on major story, so I'll just kinda go with what happens in the 4 areas that the game is split up in. First, Luigi receives a letter explaining that he has won a mansion even though he had never entered a contest, and goes to check out the place that he won, turning out to be seemingly in the middle of nowhere and looking a lot more drab than he had been shown. When he enters, he sees a floating key that gets dropped and uses it on a room where he comes in contact with actual ghosts. He's saved by a weird man with a vacuum who tells him his name is Professor Egad, and that the mansion hadn't been there only a couple days prior. He mentions that he saw another mustachioed man in red enter the mansion and hadn't returned yet. He teaches Luigi how to use the Poltergust 3000 to catch ghosts, and sends him on his way to the mansion. Luigi catches the ghosts Neville, Lydia, and has a supernatural boss fight with a baby ghost, Chauncey. Luigi returns to Egad's base, who returns them to portrait form, before sending him back to the mansion, catching the floating Warlindas. Luigi ends up releasing a whole mess of boos before getting back to the task at hand, and finds Mario's hat. He finds a seemingly calm ghost named Madame Clairvoyant who uses the hat to try and locate Mario, but is only able to give a vague description. Luigi then gets the power to use fire and begins to capture Shivers, Melody Pianissima, Mr. Lugs, Spooky, and finally the cemetery shadow, Bogmire, before returning to Egad for a break. Re-entering the mansion, he finds a letter from Mario that says look out for the boos, before actually finding that Mario has been captured and put in a painting of his own. Luigi then captures Biff Atlas and receives the ability to use Ice Ghost, immediately capturing Miss Petunia with these powers. He then captures Nana, Slim Bankshot, and then the twin brothers Henry and Orville, all the while finding more items belonging to Mario, such as his glove, shoe, and star. He gives these items to Madame Clairvoyant with varying responses until mentioning that she sees the image of Bowser for some reason. With her powers all used up, she allows Luigi to catch her. He reaches the rooftop and fights a bunch of ghosts who form the terrifying Colossus, turning them to ice and sucking them up. He returns to Egad for another rest before returning to the mansion a final time, capturing Uncle Grimly, the Clockwork Soldiers, Sue P, Jarvis, Sir Weston, and Vincent Van Gogh before finally reaching a place that the painting Mario is being held in, coming face to face with King Boo, who teleports Luigi to the rooftop before transforming himself into a giant Bowser who he blows the head off of and sucks up the king. He returns to Egad with his brother's painting, and he reverses the ghost painting process, bringing his brother back to the real world and stopping the ghost problem. For now. While the gameplay is rather simple, I think it fits the whole game rather well, and if it was any more complicated for how short it is, it would just be a bit too overwhelming. I like the little extra blurbs of information you can get from using the Game Boy Horror as well. It gives some helpful tips if you're struggling to figure out how to catch a particular ghost, albeit a little cryptic. In general, I like that for almost every single portrait ghost, you have to at least put a little thought into what you're supposed to do in order to have them show their weaknesses. I like that they made the Boos different from the other ghosts, but they're honestly just annoying, them being able to escape and being forced to run room to room with nothing super extraordinary outside of the gold diamond again. The final boss is also a bit of a bastard, being just a little too aggressive for the game, especially when I played as a kid. I really enjoyed playing this game through to the end again, and I might get around to reviewing the third game at some point as I have it. Don't know when that will be though. Hope you enjoyed, and see you next video.